Hey, everybody.
Hey everyone. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you know what? I love technology. Technology is so awesome, but it can be challenging too. So, everybody take a deep breath. More for us than for you. Quick deep breath in and long deep breath out, calming it. Okay. So, I think we're in. It looks like. Okay, you guys. So welcome, welcome. We're so excited that you're on with us tonight, and so grateful that you've taken a few minutes to be with us. And so, Maria, will you let them know? So would you just ask them, right? Just go ahead. Who's here for what? Why are they on here?
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us. So you might be on because you've been watching our social media game and you're intrigued, like, what is this recap of 2020 and launch into 2021? You might be on simply because you're helping your consultant, which we so appreciate. She invited you to something and you're like, okay, I'll say yes, I'll be a part of this, right? You might be excited about winning products. I am Prize Patrol and got this awesome mystery box where when we draw your name, you get to pick a number 1 through 12. So you might be on simply for the prizes and the perks and the product, which is awesome. So please drop an emoji just to say, hey, that you're here. I know we got a little bit of a late start. We had a little technological awesome event where the internet crashed, but we got that figured out. So drop an emoji. Just drop some anything, heart emoji, a hello emoji. If you're having a drink emoji, just a little,
I know.
anything that you want. So,
Oh God,
yeah,
I love it.
and
Okay.
there is going to be a survey at the end. So we do want your feedback. So please share in the comments, but we also will have a link to a survey, which you can get access to more prizes, which is also fun.
Okay, yes. So you guys, you might be thinking now, some of you I know us. Like I'm looking at some of the names and some of you look familiar on here, but you may not know who we are. And so I'm going to just introduce my friend Maria. Who is this crazy lady? Who are these crazy ladies? But let me tell you a little bit about Maria. So she is an amazing woman. She lives in the Palm Desert area. She is married to a man that she met while in Nicaragua. At the Peace Corps. Yep. Some people go to, change the world. This one, I'm just kidding. She went to change the world and came home with a husband. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I mean, no one can predict where love is gonna come from, right? And so they now have you guys, literally the most beautiful daughters you've ever seen there. Isabella is 3 and Michaela is 1. I mean, we say babies are cute, are beautiful, but hers really are. And they're just adorable. And so Maria has been building her Mary Kay business now for 11 years, and she and her unit have earned countless awards, including 4 free Mary Kay cars. She is in the middle right now of earning her 5th free car. It's going to be the pink Cadillac. We're going to pick our cars up together in the spring. And so she said, I asked her what's one of your favorite Mary Kay moments? And she said it was when she replaced her income at her corporate job and was able to walk right in and leave and just quit. I love it. And I'm going to tell you guys, one of my very personal favorite things about Maria and about Mary Kay is that there's no limitation as to how fast you can move up the career path, and you can pass each other up. That I think that's unique to us. And I had the privilege of meeting Maria early on when she was a consultant. And have you ever met someone who is like hungry to learn? She's like ready to move up. Well, that was Maria. And I was already a director at the time. She was asking 1,000 questions, and she was always hungry. Every time she showed up, teachable, ready to roll, had questions in place. And my favorite part really is that now, a few years later, she's mentoring me just as much as I mentor her. And so there is no limits to who gets to mentor who and all of that. So Maria, you challenge me on a daily basis. You help me to expand my comfort zone and make me very uncomfortable, like a lot, but in a good way. Don't you want girlfriends that are going to challenge you every single day? So that is my friend Maria.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for the awesome introduction. And now I get to introduce you to the amazing Claire Mason. You guys, one of her amazing qualities is she just is this calm. I'm over here freaking out because the internet crashed and navigating devices. And Claire's like, it's cool. I'm just going to open up the chat and say, hey. So But Claire Mason, she lives in beautiful San Diego. She met her husband. I mean, I love how you said Nicaragua. Barely anybody says it right. But you met your husband in Barcelona, Spain.
I did.
Working on a corporate event for a client, and you've been married for 17 awesome years, and you guys are parents to Nina, and you guys, Nina might cruise in. She likes to go right out of Claire's Zoom screen all the time. But shout out for the dog moms out there, or pet moms, right? So prior to Mary Kay, Claire was traveling the world as a global event planner. She did events making 6-figure income, Super Bowl, World Cups, Final Fours. Oh my goodness. Just, yeah, an event. I mean, I look at her and I'm like, is that a signed Michael Phelps poster in your office? Oh yeah, it is.
It's covered up.
But she's been building her business for 17 years. You know something is good when you stay that long, right? She and her unit have earned lots of awards over the years. They're earning their 6th car. You guys, that's 12 years of driving a Mary Kay car, because we get a new car every years. 6 cars. And you guys, she's 2 days, inches away from bumping up the next car level, which is so excited. And then in the next 90 days, slamming out that beautiful pink Cadillac. So fun. I cannot wait to pick up our cars together. One of her most favorite moments was when she couldn't physically attend a seminar, which is a big year-end event, but we had a consultant that was crowned queen of the entire division. And Marilyn was 65 years old. You guys, she sold boatloads of, she loved the product. She had a strong why. And she got to be crowned queen with her daughter. And at the time, her daughter was applying for a college scholarship. And it just drove Marilyn to achieve this incredible honor. And they both achieved their dream together. And Claire got to be a part of that, which is so, so amazing. So there's so many things I love about Claire. You guys are going to see that we are just like, we just egg each other on, and we compliment each other, and we bring out the best in each other. So I love it. There's a little intro to my bestie.
Yay. Okay. So you guys, we're going to dive right in, and this is kind of what we had in mind, because we are a couple days away from a brand new year. And I know some of you are like ready to leave 2020 in the dust. And we are too, let's just say. But I'm going to tell you that we have, even though there were so many things that happened this year, and we're going to do just a quick 2020 in review. And I want you guys to do it along with us. And so as we're talking about it, drop in there like your comments of the things that you remember as well, the things that went well, the things that you're grateful for. And then we're going to move into how do we spring into 2021 with power, like not just like roll into it at midnight, 12:01, it's a new year, but like powerhouse launch into 2021. And so let's start with kind of the year in review, Maria. So let's just start at the very beginning. Can you believe it's already December, but like, can you take yourself back to January? And if you're watching, right in there, like, what were you thinking in January? Do you remember kind of how you felt and what was on your mind?
Yeah, January, I thought like 2020, this is a new decade. Like the numbers are awesome. Just 2020, right? Like being in Mary Kay, just having an entrepreneurial vision. My kids, I'm like, okay, I'm a newer mom. I'm navigating a 3 and a 1-year-old. But really, it was how you feel at the beginning of a year. Just hope, excitement, a lot of vision for an awesome year, and just really that new decade. So it wasn't just the new year. It was kind of like the next 20 years, like I'm going to kick this off. And Claire, you were on your way to Cabo, man.
I know it. And we have this thing in January called January Advance or January Jumpstart. We actually go to Pine Valley. We do high ropes. So we do all these things that are kind of scary to just get your mindset in the right place. And I have these glasses. They're way over there. Otherwise, I'd show them right now. And they literally say 2020, like having clear vision, because 2020. And I think you guys will agree, 2020 has been anything but clear. Everything about it has been the complete opposite. But yeah, so February, I was already in this mode of how can I make sure everything about my business and my life is clear? Because clarity breeds confidence, right? So we're confident about where we're going when we know where we're going, when we can see where we're going. And so when I went to Cabo with my girlfriends, I realized from talking to them that, man, there's kind of a few things that I need to work on in my own business. So I was coming back from Cabo ready to roll, like ready to walk into March to kind of get started. And at the same time, I still do one event a year, which is the Women's Final Four. And we were in New Orleans, March 3rd, 4th, like that first week of March. And they started talking about this COVID thing. And I remember thinking, you guys, don't be silly. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. We'll be back. We'll see you guys soon. I mean, there's no way they're going to cancel the Final Four. And then what happened after that, Maria?
I mean, I sort of same thing. It just kind of snuck up. I was sort of paying attention to what was going on in international media. Like, okay, is this gonna hit the United States? Like, sort of in February, I was kind of watching Italy, and then it really like sunk in, like reality check when we were going to be going to a Mary Kay event in Phoenix, and I mean, 10 days, maybe even 7 days out, it was, sorry, we are shutting down, and this whole new verbiage of shelter in place. And it was just like, wait, what do you mean? This, like, I'm packed for this event. It was kind of that processing of, oh, this event is canceled. Like, this is not happening. Okay. Like and it was very fluid because it seemed like, and it still sort of is, where you're getting a lot of different information and you're not really sure what to believe and what is happening. But I do remember specifically in March really going, okay, whoa, like it really hit home when that event was canceled. And I'm sure most of you have a moment where you're like, I remember exactly where I was. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't do that anymore. Like, just processing that.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely one of the ones that was like, you guys, come on, don't be ridiculous. It's only gonna be like a week, and maybe 2 weeks. For sure by April we'll be back to normal. So drop the comments, you guys. I want to know, how long did you actually think this pandemic thing was gonna last? Like, for sure nobody thought by now that we'd still be in it right now, right? I mean, well, I can't wait to see your comments on that, because I just like, who would have guessed? And actually, if there was someone that guessed that we still are where we are right now, I would love to know that as well. So I know, right? Okay. And then, so now if we look back, well, and then that wasn't even the only thing that happened. That was like just the beginning, right?
Right.
What else happened? What else did we have in this year?
Well, I mean, we also had some pretty major, just things happening in the United States. We had what happened to George Floyd and the power of social media. We had an election take place where we didn't really know who won. We had a whole new vocabulary of just, well, number one, people having access to all this information and sort of this disinformation of not knowing what to believe because everyone and their mom was making a YouTube video. We also had, wearing masks, where in the beginning, I mean, I just remember, now it's, in the beginning, it was just felt awkward and I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even grocery shop because I was like, this is on my face, and I couldn't function on reading my list because I was paying attention, where now it's just like suit up and go out. Right. So, I mean, I have a whole new vocabulary, wearing like social distancing, shelter in place. But I think the biggest thing was just that the uncertainty, we had, this word pandemic being used freely, racial tension, Black Lives Matter, like the election, the people being so divided. But ultimately, I think it's just that uncertainty piece that was really kind of rocked everything. And then there's no end. We still don't have an end date, which it's rough.
Yeah, you know what? I'm on this program called Made For, which is amazing. And one of the conversations with the Navy SEAL and the neuroscientists, those are like our mentors, they were saying that there is this thing, our mental energy is taxed with duration, path, and outcome. Like, we can endure something when we know how long it's going to last. But the more uncertain it is, like the longer it lasts, the harder it is for us to wrap our heads around it and to kind of stay energetic, like stay not so exhausted all the time. And so there were so many things that are still uncertain in terms of the duration, that no wonder we're kind of exhausted. So yeah, so I'm seeing some of the comments, and yep, you guys are all with us, it looks like.
Yeah, and just Rob, how you were feeling. I mean, I probably missed some of the major things. And in addition to that, also the devastation. I mean, I think everybody knows somebody that's either been sick or, I mean, even lost a loved one. I mean, there's also devastation of the coronavirus itself,
right?
Which has just been, it's a hard thing to process and take in what's happened. And really, I think that's why it's important that we're reflecting to just say, wow, let's give ourselves a little bit of credit that we have been through some tough times and had to really be resilient. We've had to make a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, disseminate information, make critical decisions on different events, and navigating our families. Like, not even to mention people that are schooling children at home, everyone and their mother getting Zoom. I mean,
Right? Everybody getting Zoom. It's the truth. I mean, before this, we didn't even, nobody was really, really, truly online. And then the people that, my moths are back in my office. Just the idea of all the new things that we've had to navigate. And we were on another call, and she was saying that, that we have to, like you said, we have to give ourselves credit for the strength and resilience and what we are actually capable of. What we have gone through is significant, and to not acknowledge the strength that it takes, the courage that it takes to walk through it, we're still here. What she said is, in the 1700s, because of the way communication was back then, she said that in an entire lifetime, the amount of knowledge, information that someone in the 1700s would gain in their entire lifetime, you guys, we are exposed to that much information in one news cycle. Is that crazy? I mean, it is, right? So we have a lot more to process and a lot more to deal with. And we don't even realize it, because this is the time that we're in. And so give yourselves credit. Oh yeah, Shannon, pivot. We haven't even said the word pivot yet, but 100%.
Well, we're about to pivot onto the positive train. So
I know. Are you guys done? We're done. I'm so done with all this negativity stuff.
So drop in the comments something positive that has changed in a good way. So let's flip the coin and let's look at some of the amazing things, or things that we've now are more grateful for because of all of this happening.
Yeah. So I think so. Yeah, we already kind of started on this train, right? Yeah. But so number one, if you're watching this right now, congratulations, you're still here. Right? And I don't even just mean like that you're breathing, but we've all overcome some kind of challenge. And if you look back, you got to give yourself credit. Give yourself credit for the things that you actually have overcome, because it's a win. It's definitely a dopamine drip time for that. So what else besides we're still here?
Yes, we're more resilient, stronger. I mean, you got to give yourself credit for making it through tough times. Also, just that more time with your family. I heard a lot of people saying, gosh, I'm not running around doing all these extracurricular activities. We're having family dinner, or just really almost like just decluttering your brain, because you have time to think and be present, because so many, I mean, even grocery shopping, I had my situation narrowed down to once every 2 weeks, where before, I mean, every other day I was like, pop into the store, like, because you were out and about. Like, also, we didn't even have this on the list, but I saved a boatload in gas because I wasn't driving, right? Driving around as much. But really that not nearly as busy, definitely opened up some time to just do more reflective, be more present.
Yeah.
That's been a big one. You want to.
So, and then also learning new skills. And I know when we had this conversation before, and we were talking about skills in our Mary Kay business, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the one that cooks in my family, and I'm definitely not the one that goes grocery shopping. At the very beginning, my husband is diabetic. And so especially at the very beginning, it was like, he shouldn't go to the store, I should go. And you guys, you can put me in front of managing 1,000 people and I'm totally fine. Send me to the grocery store and I'm hyperventilating. And so that first couple weeks, I'd be sending pictures like, this is the bacon aisle. Like, which bacon am I supposed to pick? So just like the learning curve of the things that you never had to do before. I know that sounds crazy to most of you women out there, but I'm just saying, it was like I was a stress machine when it came to having to go get the groceries. So we finally figured out delivery. Thank you very much.
Oh, but that also shows that you had to pivot, and that, like, just a lot of us had to. I'm sure all of you can identify like some skill that you had to tweak or change or make better or adjust in your life to navigate a new season.
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure. So give yourself some credit.
Yeah. Lots of credit.
Yes.
Okay. So, actually, before we move on to 2021 and kind of like what we are most grateful for, even with our business, I think we should do a drawing.
Yes.
I've been seeing some of these names on here, and I didn't text you her name quite yet because I had picked somebody out here.
You can just tell them, because you guys, I can't do the comments because I tried and it booted me out of the show. And so we had a plan, but we're just adjusting on the fly. So I'm going to hold the box, Claire. You pick the person and they can pick the number.
Okay. So the winner is, I saw her name and now it went away. It was Katie, Chris. Oh my gosh. I picked the name Chrysostomo. Katie Chrysostomo. I think she belongs to Jen Duenas. Comment below if that is you. And I know that there's a slight delay. And so when you guys see this and when you guys get excited, we'll know. But
have a number.
Pick a number, Katie. Pick a number 1 through 12. And that is going to be what we send you. Make sure you tell Jen in case we don't see it. But I can kind of see these over here on the side. Oh yeah, curbside pickup. Ashley is talking about curbside pickup. That's the truth. Okay, I know there's a delay, so we're not going to see the comments quite right away.
Okay, well, when we get the number, I can do the box, or we can just send it. I mean, it's a mystery anyway.
It's a mystery. That's true. Well, when she picks a box, we'll hold it up for you, Katie. Okay. So while lots happening, we're going to just shift gears and we're going to talk about moving to 2021. And so I think I have a story that I want to share with you guys, and it is my electrician story. And in our old house, not this one now, but so several years ago, there was this closet, our walk-in closet in our bedroom, and the one that was in our bathroom was flickering. I don't know if you guys have ever had that before, but it's really annoying. And so I had the electrician come over to fix that light. Took him like 5 minutes to change that light situation. And then he was like, I was noticing in your walk-in closet that the lights don't quite work. And I'm like, oh yeah, it hasn't worked for years. So have you guys ever had something in your house or in your life that you're like, this is just a workaround. It's just temporary. And then we'll fix it later. And then years go by and you forgot about it because you just get used to it. And so that's what happened. He went in the closet. I didn't even notice that the light didn't work anymore. I'm like, yeah, if I just don't have something that I just take the clothes out of the closet, look in the light, see if it matches. If not, I go and get something else. And he's like,
is this navy or black?
I know. It's like, you don't have to do that. I can just, for $100 in about an hour, I can fix this. And I was like, oh, hadn't even crossed my mind that could be fixed. And so he went in, sure enough, $100 later, and 1 hour later, he fixed the closet. All of a sudden I could see all my clothes. Who knew? Okay. So I am saying that because if anything, I bet there are things in 2020 that you've been like, oh my gosh, who knew that I could work from home? Who knew that I'd be more efficient? Who knew that actually my kids can get along, or maybe not, I don't know. Who knew that, like all these things that all of a sudden have come up that are who knew. And what if we are the electricians right this moment and we're just going to expose you to something that is maybe a who knew? Like, what if it was only like $100 in an hour and it could change your situation? Or maybe you've already seen what that is. And then in 2021, we can help you find a way to change the light bulb, so to speak. So Maria, let's talk quickly about what are some of the things, because there have been things that have been revealed about maybe the job that you were at or the companies that you worked for, that maybe things you discovered that you didn't realize, and maybe you realized that you were not as important to that company as you thought, that they weren't thinking of you first, or that maybe the company was not financially stable enough to sustain what happened, to overcome what happened. So what does it look like when you are with a company that does allow you to sustain? So Maria, I mean, I know that you and I are both so grateful for our Mary Kay. We never shut down as a company, right? So what are some of the things that you feel like are the reasons that Mary Kay thrived during this pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, first, I'm so grateful I made the choice to say yes, even though I wasn't even really sure about it. But I heard something and it moved my heart. So we want to make sure that we're inviting you to just listen. And if you have a little inkling that we're here to give you more information as well, you can always drop stuff in the comments. But it was really telling what companies had not made financially stable decisions, because you saw businesses. I mean, it's hard to even say because I know people work there, but things that just completely crashed. And it was almost like a catastrophe of some things in the industry that just didn't make good decisions, or the way that they treated their employees as
Right.
well. So what was really amazing about Mary Kay is, number one, we're a family. Like, the corporate staff and our organization is a family, and the people come first. And one of the coolest things that I watched happen was Mary Kay organize this, figure out how to take our $100 million brand new manufacturing facility in Dallas, Texas. I'm really proud now, especially that we make our product in America, but they started making hand sanitizer, not even to sell, to donate to the front lines as soon as, I mean, it was getting produced in March and in the hands of frontline workers.
Right.
And being part of a company that moved swiftly and figured that out with the first thing in mind was providing, we don't even make hand sanitizer. It was creating a product. We're it's skincare and color cosmetics. But the fact that they did that, it just showed who are they putting first? People.
People first.
And it was shown through their action. And it also helped us stay open, because they were thinking about the independent beauty consultants who I support my family on my Mary Kay income. And so the value that our mission is to enrich and empower women. And we put people first, and we are a family. And if you've never been exposed to something like that, oh my gosh, it's just this, you just have this trust, and you know your company's making the right decision. So that's one.
So, okay. So another one for me would be that we are a relationship. So one of the reasons that we were able to pivot as a company, I believe, is because we have a relationship with our customers. So I watched, and I mean, one of our consultants, I don't know if she's on tonight, Jenna, but her family has a toy store and at the mall. And I mean, one of the reasons we could pivot is we could all call our customers and be like, listen, we are pivoting right now. We are still open. How can we best serve you right now? Are you okay? And so I think that is that is a huge reason why we are thriving. I mean, Mary Kay as a company I think we've had our best year in years. So the relationships with our customers, for sure.
Absolutely. What else? And then just truly being able to have freedom and flexibility to work from home. I mean, we have flipped very quickly to being able to do virtual everything, mailing pamper packs and connecting people on super fun Zoom parties. I know some people are on Zoom. I've been saying this all week long, like, you're on Zoom trying to learn algebra. We're over here doing a charcoal mask. So just the fact that you can literally work from home and weave it into the pockets. You get to be there for those precious family moments, truly. And I think a lot of people that maybe went into a job or had to leave home and now they've been able to do it from home are getting a whole taste of a whole new world. And it's also possible with a Mary Kay business as well, which is awesome.
Yeah. You know what, for me, we've had that freedom for a long time, but even just now, not having to drive to our appointments and being able to work virtually, for the first time, we go to the lake house in Michigan every year in the summer, and I literally was doing appointments, and the lake was right behind me. So I would do an appointment, shut my computer, go play on the lake, come back in a few hours, do it again. I mean, who gets to do that? You know, usually people don't get to do that. So absolutely.
I mean, and Claire, I haven't even worn shoes, you guys. I just have on these super plushy, comfy socks because you just got to look cute from the top up. It's fabulous.
I love that. I know it. Right. Okay. How about being part of a financially rock solid company? Yes. We've been able to make some really great decisions as a company because we've been financially stable. So I got to share the thing about the nationals. So I hope that's okay that I share this on here.
Well, decide first, otherwise we can go down a different train. We can just say that our national
company is very generous. Let me just say that there is the trips that you can earn in Mary Kay are phenomenal. And obviously the ones that were earned for this year, they couldn't go on them because of COVID. And so the company didn't have to do anything to compensate for that, right? But they knew that these people had earned these trips. And so instead of just saying, sorry, we couldn't do it because of COVID, they dropped the money in their bank account. The amount of money that they would have spent on them, which you guys, I'm just going to say they're all 5 figures.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say about it. But luxury trips that instead of giving them the trip, they just gave them straight up, gave them the cash. And who does that as a company? So the generosity.
It's really amazing.
Yeah. What else? What else you got?
Also, I mean, one of my favorite pieces about Mary Kay is that we're focused on growth and progress. We're focused on being your best self. It's you're constantly learning. And that was one of a huge gift in 2020 was being around mentors who were looking at the pandemic, but also saying, hey, we're going to be the sunshine for people. People need a little bit of positivity. That's exactly what we do. Our mission is to empower women, but also our mentors empowering us and encouraging us to, hey, we're going to pivot. We're going to navigate this. And I can tell you that made a big difference on my home. Because when Mama Bear is like on fire and positive and feeling confident, when everything else is uncertain, it helps provide a safe space for the kids. My husband felt better, like because of just getting your bucket filled. And that's one thing that I would say is an intangible, huge benefit of being part of Mary Kay. The positivity, the progress, the growth.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's so hard to even know what it's like to not be in it because we're so immersed in it. The only thing I have to compare it to is my event world, which I still love, you guys. I love my event world, but I mean, there is no event world right now. I just think about if I would have not had Mary Kay and I was still doing nothing but events right now, I mean, the majority of my friends in that world have not worked all year long. And there's not even a possibility because events are going to look different moving forward. And so, why did I just say that? Because for us, we found a way to just shift our business so that we could still work. In events, there was no way to do that. And also what you're talking about, the relationships, they were not elevating each other to find a different way, which is what we have. So I think that is so powerful.
Yes.
Okay. So
we better give them the questions, Claire.
I know we got to get to the questions here.
Okay.
So we promised you that we would talk about what it looked like to walk into 2021. And so whether you're in Mary Kay already and you're a consultant or you're a guest that is just trying to figure out what do I do with 2021, what you think about right now is going to be what is your game changer for 2021. There's still so many things that are uncertain. It's not like when the clock strikes midnight that all of a sudden the pandemic's going to be gone. We're going to be back to normal. And hope is not a strategy. Hope by itself is not going to get you anywhere, right? So we have to just dismiss the things that we can't control. We still can't control, not even if the pandemic's going to be over or if the vaccine is going to work. We have no control over those things. But we do have control over what it is that we want. And we may not know the how quite yet, but we can at least ask ourselves the questions. And so, Maria, what are some of the questions that you would ask? And so these are things you guys write down these questions in your notes if you're taking notes.
Yeah, write these down because this can totally transform your year. So, and we want to make sure we're adding value and benefit to you by jumping on. So first question, this is like the dream question, okay? I want you to think about this. If time, money, talent, and resources were no issue, meaning abundance, all of that is taken care of, okay? And you knew you could not fail. Critical piece of this question. You knew you could not fail. Like success was guaranteed in 2021, okay? This whole calendar year. What would you want the picture of your life to look like by the end of 2021? So we are asking you to dream, take away restrictions, money, time, talent, resources. If you could have anything you want come to pass and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you want? What would you really, really want?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a powerful question.
Such a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is a lot more practical, and I think you should answer it because your habits are on point, Claire Mason.
All right. Well, so here's the second question then. It's about your habits. Okay. So, and I'm going to tell you that program that I mentioned, Made For, is all about your habits, and it is tackling one habit per month. So really the first question is, what habits do you think you have that are no longer serving you? You know, like, so for me, one of them that is happening right now that is about to stop is that I happen to know that when I go to sleep like way too late, because I wake up super early, if I don't monitor when I go to sleep, then I'm tired when I wake up. Who wants that? So it's such a very simple, tiny thing. But one of my habits that I'm going to stop and start a new one is being really disciplined about when I go to sleep so that when I wake up, I feel great. So what are 3 habits that you are like, no more of that? I know it's not serving me anymore. And what are 3 habits that you're going to replace them with that you know is going to serve you? And I'm going to tell you, don't try to change 20 things. Just try to change one thing at a time, one at a time, like one for an entire month. So if it's sleeping, so like for me, if mine right now is to go to sleep no later than 9:45, that's the only thing I'm going to do for the month until I've got it down. So that is definitely a great tip for habits, is do one at a time. All right. What else? What's the third question?
Okay, the third question is one of my favorite questions. So if you were to consider something entrepreneurial, I want you to think of, what do you bring to the table? What are your gifts? What are your talents? What do you already possess? First of all, just add resilience if you're still here, right? Add that to the list. But really just looking at, what are some qualities that you already have that would make you great? And we do have a survey that is connected to some prizes, which is very fun. And we actually listed out some qualities, and answering some of these questions is woven in, so it will be helpful as well. But really thinking, what, if you were to consider something entrepreneurial, what would make you great that you already possess?
Yeah. So, okay. So those are our 3 questions. And actually, before we move on, I did see Katie did pick a prize. She picked number 11. So I think we can see what's in 11.
Okay. Box number 11. Oh, yes. Okay. This is the liquid eyeshadow light beam. Oh my gosh. Game changer for when you're wearing a mask. It brightens your whole eye situation.
Liquid eyeshadow. It goes on liquidy and then it dries matte. I love it. Okay, Katie, that's coming your way. Jen, make sure you send us her address if I don't already have it. Love it.
Okay, very fun.
Okay, and Ashley, yes, no more Netflix late at night. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you know some habits, start dropping those in the comments, because it'll help other people be like, oh snap, I do that too. But I do love, just the small tweak. If you're already drinking water, maybe you just add 1 more cup or whatever, just the little changes. So okay.
So then this is where, don't worry, you guys, we're wrapping it up. I know we started a little bit late, and so we went a little bit long, but oh gosh, now I just saw someone, Christina, scrolling endlessly on Facebook. Oh, 100%. Whew, that hurts your head. It hurts my head just thinking about it. Okay, so here's the question that what I want to ask you, Maria. So what is it that we're looking for in women that we want to be a part of our organization? Both of us are moving into the highest level of leadership in Mary Kay. All the women in our organization have ambition to move up to their first levels of leadership in Mary Kay as well. And so what is it that you believe, Maria? I want to know.
Well, I mean, one of the qualities I like is just the quality to make a decision. Somebody that is a decision maker. So if you are hearing some information and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, just making the decision. But I think exactly what you said, ambition, eager to learn, hungry to grow, somebody that, values what we value. If you heard something tonight, just the friendships, the camaraderie, the teamwork, what we represent, empowering women. I mean, all of those qualities are what we're looking for in women. Absolutely. Okay. Or that maybe you want to work on that and you're thinking, gosh, I used to be really driven. I don't know where that piece of me went and I want it back. That hunger is definitely a fantastic quality to get started in a safe, fun environment, because we are going to help amplify and bring that out in you.
I love that word, amplify. It's like one of my favorite words. Okay. And then Maria, so why would you say that your organization exists? You personally, what is your belief, your mission statement?
So what Mary Kay did for me was it helped me find my fight. And when I came into the company, I had lost my dream. I had low self-esteem, and there was a champion inside of me that needed to come out. And so my mission through our company, the product, the opportunity, through any experience, through this platform, I want women to know that there's more in you and that you've got this champion, and let it out, girl. Like, let's rock it. So find your fight. And Claire, oh my gosh, I just love your mission too. Okay, Claire, you got it. They're yours. I know.
Okay, so you guys, a few years ago, I had to answer this question for myself. If I could share one thing with women, it would be to remind them that that they matter. You guys, if you're watching this right now, listen to me. You matter. Not for what you do, not for the things that you accomplish, but for who you are. And I really, truly believe the one thing that truly breaks my heart more than anything is when women settle, when they settle for less than what they were created for. You were created for something specific, and it is different than the woman next to you. We were all created for gold medal moments. It's just that your gold medal moment looks different than someone else's. And so, like Maria said, there is more in you than you've ever even realized. There's more to you than just a title, and there's more for you. It's more available for you so that you have more to give. And so, so my mission statement that my consultant Beverly helped me to craft a few years ago is that I left the Olympics for lipstick in order to empower everyday women to live out their gold medal moments. And so, what is your gold medal moment in 2021? You decide ahead of time, because that moment, we can help you work towards it. Mary Kay is not the objective. Mary Kay is the vehicle to get to what it is that you want. And so, Maria, what does it look like to get started, or where would we go from here?
Yes. So one thing is that we just want to, because we're moving into this amazing position of leadership, we want to invite you. If you're thinking, yeah, I'm on board, or you might know somebody, please, you're welcome to pass this video along, because you just heard both of our missions. It's very important that we're empowering women. So a couple things. A lot of people, one of the first questions is, well, I want to get started. How do I get started? So in Mary Kay, we have a starter kit, and there's a couple different options. There's a $30 option, which Mary Kay has adjusted some things to solely work virtually. We also have a $130 starter kit, which comes with a boatload of products and tools, and also virtual tools. And then they've added on a $45 sample set. So those are kind of, there's different ways to get started, and your beauty consultant will work with you if you've got questions, and we can of course send you a picture. But the main thing that you need to know is we're going to offer you A, B, or C right now. So, and then there will be a survey link. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, did she just invite me? Yes, I'm on board. A is absolutely, like, I heard something that moved my heart, and I want to be a part of this, right? A, I'm on board. Yes. B, I just popped on to help my consultant, but this is really intriguing. Like, I think I have more questions. Or maybe later tonight, you're like, gosh, something that we said resonated with you, or maybe tomorrow. So B would just be, buy me some coffee, or we'll have a virtual cup of coffee, maybe marinate a little bit, but not too long, because remember, we like those decision makers. And then number C is, you know what? I love the products. I am a happy customer. I would love to be a connector. There's maybe some people in my life I'm going to share this with to promote my consultant, or, hey, I'm going to write down those questions and I'm going to apply it to my life, which is also super, super awesome. So the A, B, and C is also in the survey. I believe, right? Did we add that? I think so.
It's in there as well.
But when you do the survey, your consultant gets credit that you showed up. And we also you get to pick a number, so that if you're a winner. Okay, so let me show you the boxes. So because on the survey, it's going to ask 1 through 12. So if you're visual, assess the box number that you want. Okay, because there's a drop down, and you could pick number 10, you could pick number 1. Okay, you already know it's an 11. Okay.
11 is already chosen. You can't pick 11 anymore.
We'll have to block it out of the drop-down menu.
You're right. I should block it off. Okay, I'll block it off. I know it.
But
okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for being on with us tonight, you guys. So the survey link is on there. It is bit.ly 21 Hope survey. Your consultant will also send it to you. And also in addition to the fact that you'll be part of that, that's going to be a separate drawing. So if you do the survey, you're in a separate drawing. But I think we should do one more drawing real quick before we go. I know there's a delay, but
yeah, pick a winner and then they can message you the number and we can.
I'm looking on here, and the winner is. Oh my gosh, I'm getting dizzy from going up and down with this thing. The winner is. I saw her on here, now I can't find her again. Ronnie.
The suspense is killing me.
Ronnie Palacios.
Okay, Ronnie.
Who does Ronnie belong to? Oh my gosh, I'm not even looking at my list right now.
Whenever we get this figured out, pick a number.
Okay, Ronnie. Oh, it's because Veronica. Oh my gosh, Jen, they're both your guests.
Woo!
Okay, Ronnie, you're the winner of the second drawing tonight. So post in there the number that you want to pick, 1 through 12, and you cannot pick 11. All right, you guys. Oh, before we leave, I forgot. So while we're waiting for her to respond, we do have 2 events coming up that are product events that if you do want to jump in. So tomorrow night, I mean, it's a little late to get a Glam Sesh pack right now, but maybe you already have one. And so tomorrow night we have that a product event called the Glam Sesh, which is going to talk about color, getting ready for New Year's. And then we also on Sunday have the Hydra Sesh. And so you may already have a Hydra Sesh pack. And so if you do, then on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Central, but ask your consultant for one of those packs, because even if you can't come to the ones this week, we're going to have another one in January. Okay, and I know I saw Ronnie respond. I believe she said 8. Okay, 8, Ronnie.
Oh my God.
8. What's in box number 8?
Good choice. I don't know what they are either, so this is a surprise.
I know, it's so much fun for us too.
Oh my stars.
What did you get?
Naturally Buff lipstick.
Oh my gosh, Ronnie, I hope you like lipstick, and I hope you love your lips to feel yummy, because
yes,
Naturally Buff, it's a neutral color. It looks good on everyone. Oh my gosh. Okay, coming your way. I love it.
Exciting.
All right, ladies. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We're so grateful that you took the time. And we cannot wait. I hope we get to see you again soon. Marie and I are, like I said, doing those product events, and then we'll be doing another Off the Pink, I think, in January. I mean, because after making the New Year's resolutions, we got to check in on you like a few weeks in and make sure you're still on it for your goals. We want you guys to become the woman that you were designed to be. So there you go.
Yeah, we do.
Have a great night, you guys.